My 4 years of entrepreneurship, I had made so much money and I had nothing to show for it and being obedient to it. When it drops, be excited. Act like you're excited. Oh, this business mistake is still a mistake that just is, it's a gift that keeps on giving. This money, y'all. I have no clue. I don't care. I said I might not even be here in New York right now. I'm not a regular boss, I'm a cool boss. Like, I'm really introverted on the low. Do my business, not too much.
City of mine, how I love the city of mine.
Hey y'all, welcome back to another video. It's Cameron with a K. I'm so excited about another installment of this new series that I'm doing all about my entrepreneurship journey. The real raw tea on what's really going on behind the scenes, okay? So the first video, if you haven't seen that, I will leave it linked down in the description box below so you guys can check that out. That I talked about how I got into the area of law. For those that don't know, I am an attorney as well as a founder of 2 businesses now, The Legal Tea and Social Docket Dialogue. We'll talk about that more in a second because this video is all about my entrepreneurship journey, okay? Also, I am a content creator, a YouTuber, as you guys see here, and I'm an influencer marketing consultant and a legal consultant. So I wear a lot of hats, and I wanted to start to really share the journey. I'm always looking at other entrepreneurs, other people that I admire, and learning from them. So maybe I can be a resource of some way as a baby entrepreneur. Okay, I'm still very new. It's only been 4 years, but 4 years that I'm so proud of myself, and I'm just excited to share more about the journey and how it looks. So we're gonna talk about my entrepreneurship journey, some business mistakes, and also some business successes and wins and pros that I have noticed over my 4 years of entrepreneurship. So if you're interested in that, definitely stay tuned. So first things first, I'm gonna have to get Miss iPad because I had to take some notes. I said, you know what, I'm gonna be prepared. Also, the lighting starts to change. The sun is starting to set and all that. So my apologies in advance. But if you see me looking down, we got a note. So first, let's talk about this entrepreneurship journey. I'm going to tell y'all right now, I didn't grow up wanting to be a lawyer. I didn't grow up wanting to be an entrepreneur. It just wasn't that. But somehow God said, oh, sweetie, you have an entrepreneurship spirit. Looking back, hindsight's always 20/20. Now I see it. I see like little ways where I just wanted more. I wanted something different. I wanted something unique. I was a hustler. My grandmother was a successful entrepreneur, so maybe I got that from her. R.I.P., but I love her. I still feel like she's always with me, even though she's not physically with me. But I do feel like I got a lot of my entrepreneurship like genes and genetics from her. So where do I begin? It's 2020, and I was working at an employment litigation law firm. And I remember being in the office and thinking like, is this it? Like this is it, right? I'm fast forwarding through a few things that I already talked about in the other video. I'm like, is this it? And I quickly started to look at my finances. Mind you, up until this point, I had been making money online as a content creator, as an influencer. So that was great. And I started to help my friends with their contracts just periodically. Like they say, hey, what does this term mean? I'm like, oh, it's this. Very pro bono, very like casual, not even thinking this is a career. Cause I'm like, in my mind, being a lawyer is a law firm. It's very traditional in my mind. Not that I wasn't exposed to other things, but it was like, this is what that is, right? Then I had someone that wasn't a friend. And I tell this story so many times, and I really wish I remember who it was, but it was somebody that wasn't a friend that was like, hey, how much do you charge to review contracts? And I'm like, so I'm gonna get right back with you because I'm gonna get back with you. Deep down, I'm like, baby, I have no clue. I had no idea. I'm like, I do a research, looking it up, Googling. I'm like, how much do I charge? I'm asking my network, like, what do I charge? So I just threw a number out there. Can't remember what the number was. It definitely wasn't what I charge now. Probably like $50 or $100, just super casual. And I'm like, it's whatever. So when I quit, I didn't think, oh, I'm gonna start a consulting firm. I knew I didn't want to start a law firm though. I said, I don't think that's my testimony. That's not my ministry, I don't think. But I was like, okay, I'm just gonna try everything for 1 year. I quit the firm and I said, for 1 year, just 1 year, 365 days, I'm just gonna bet on myself. All in for the first time in my life, 365 days, 1 year, to just try to be this entrepreneur thing that like deep down I didn't realize was there. But again, looking back, I see it. So I'm like, okay, just 1 year. Nope, no pressure. I got job opportunities during that year after everybody found out I quit. So it wasn't that I couldn't find a job, or thank God there were opportunities that were presented to me. It was I made a commitment to myself and God to have faith in myself and in him and in the journey for 1 year, just to try all the things. And y'all, I tried everything. And I mention this because there's a fear behind failing publicly. And I almost feel like I had to get over that. I had to try things and fail. I had to just be open and honest and upfront and transparent and just try things. And there were so many things I launched, child. I made a list, but girl, I launched so many things y'all probably didn't even know about. So I had a lawyer personal branding. I did one-on-ones. I did VIP days. I did the lawyer influencer accelerator. I had contract templates. I did law school and law student one-on-ones. I reviewed personal statements. I did resume reviews. I did resume templates, ebooks, masterclasses, speaking, brand deals, affiliate links, AdSense from Google. It's so much. Honestly, I was like, whatever that I think my skill set can do, I'm going to try it. I will say something that really helped me get into the mindset of like, your skills are valuable and they can equal an income was at the time. So shout out to Tatiana O'Hara. Thank you so much. She doesn't really do this anymore, I don't think, but she was a business coach at the time. We went to college together, which is just wild. Like, I never met someone that I actually knew, and that was a black woman that started their own thing. That was like, I knew people, but I didn't have anyone like in proximity. So even though me and her were like close friends or anything, it was just nice. Like, I knew her. Like, we went to school, we talked. Like, it was like, I know her, right? And she was like, okay, well, let's, how much do you want to make? I want to make like at least 6 figures, or at least make the same amount I was making at the firm, which I already was matching when I quit. So I was like, cool, this should be easy. I can do this. And she just really challenged me to make more. And I'm like, thank you. Like, deep down, I'm like, oh, thank you. So my first goal as an entrepreneur, I was like, okay, I just want to be able to cover my bills. So she's like, okay, you need to know that number. You need to look in your account. And she really challenged me, not only like in my business mindset, but mentally. I had so many mental blocks. And I also thank my therapist during this time too. So I'm going through these, like, just this whole transformation of how I think and turning time for money and skills. And it was just such a transformative moment. It almost felt like that first semester in law school when I was like, girl, I feel like I'm turning into a different person, and my mindset was changing. They tell you in law school that we're literally going to strip your mind and recreate it to think like a lawyer. I was like, what? It was crazy. I kind of felt like I was going through that process again, but on the entrepreneurship side, where I was completely stripping my mind and rebuilding it to think like an entrepreneur. She challenged me, and I was like, okay. Also during this time, I had an operations manager who I was like, okay, I have to hire, right? Like, I'm an entrepreneur, I gotta hire, I need help, right? And I had already hired some people while I was at the firm to try to help me just manage everything, because I was not sleeping, I was not well, I just wasn't good. So when I quit, I was like, cool, I got a team, and not realizing that I don't know how to be a leader. I don't know how to be a leader. You're not really taught that in college. You're not really taught that in real life, day to day, how to be a boss, how to be a leader, how to be compassionate but stern, how to be kind but not naive, and not that's not the word I'm looking for. I'm looking for like a pushover. That's kind of what I mean. Like, there's so many things you have to think of, how to manage others' emotions and how to set boundaries but give grace. It was a lot. It was a lot, and I was not ready. Now I'm looking back, I'm so proud of the growth that I have with hiring. Somebody was like, hire slow, fire fast, something like that. Anyway, so that was helpful. So all during this time, the first 6 months, I'm just like, okay, I'm thinking. So September I quit, September 2020. Fast forward to January 2021. I was like, okay, it's my first full year of entrepreneurship. Let's go. I got all this knowledge, all this experience. I'm up. It's up. I'm locked in. I'm so excited. I'm happy. I'm just so ready to do this. Then that same business coach challenged me to think for more. She made $100,000 in 1 month. And I was just like, she was right. I gotta think big. Because when she first said it, I was like, girl, please, like $100,000 a year, like 6 figures, that's a lie. Like, what? And then she announced that she had a 6-figure launch. I said, oh, I'm thinking small. I gotta think big. I'm thinking small. Y'all, it just changed my whole perspective. And then I was like trying to get into like business coaching and things like that, and I also wasn't ready for that as well. So if anybody's out there and you're like, there's so many business coaches and it was so much money, and I remember I was like, I paid for a summit of some sort. I don't know if it was in this year or 2022, and I just couldn't do it. I ended up not going to the event. I just did it virtual, and I remember getting on a call with one of the coaches, and she was trying to just do her job, like tell me about the opportunities and like this is what it could be, and I just remember completely breaking down. Like, I felt like that was my first time breaking down in front of anyone. Like, there was definitely ups and downs during the journey of my first year of entrepreneurship, and it's embarrassing how much, I lost it. Like, I was like sobbing. You know what? It was 2022. You know why I know it's 2022? Because this was also the year of my breakup. So I was like, just left a 4-year relationship, almost like a couple weeks shy of 4 years. Just left a 4-year relationship. I'm like, my business, I had learned some really tough things in 2021 in my first year. I had some really good wins and really low lows. I had decided that I'm going to continue this entrepreneurship. So I'm like a year and a half in, and I'm talking to this business coach, and I looked at my account. I didn't have any money. I just didn't have any money. I had made so much money, and I had nothing. to show for it. And I was so embarrassed, and I just like sobbed. And shout out to them. I don't remember the woman's name, but I just was like, I can't do this, and I wish I could afford it, and I can't figure it out, and no one's here to support me, and everyone's looking down on me, and I just lost it, right? And looking back, I'm glad I did that, because it really woke me up like, yeah, you need to have a seat and think of what is actually working. It really helped me because I was doing way too many things and not focusing on what was working and what was moving the needle. I had some tough like fires in that year as well, and it was just, I was so overwhelmed, and I didn't really know how to relieve myself from that stress, and I felt like I didn't leave one stressful job to create my own stress. Like, that's not what I wanted. Understanding that entrepreneurship is stressful, but I just felt like I was letting myself down and everyone else down. Pause here and let's rewind. So my operations manager, who now is my operations manager again, shout out to Joshua, I love her. Oh my God, I am so grateful for her in many ways, where I wasn't a good leader, to me apologizing for not being a good leader, to her apologizing for not being able to express herself correctly. And it's been such a beautiful journey with her. And she's been like my longest hire. Not me getting emotional, but seriously, she reached out to me at a time where I really needed help, and she was there. And then finances were messed up. There was a mistake made, and I just didn't know how to explain that in a way where I could have humility and I could have honesty. And I just didn't know how to explain it. And I was like, I have to fire everybody. Like, I'm just done with everything. So I'm so grateful that we were able to come back, check in. I always left with respect, always was kindness to everyone, even when I fired them. Like, so many people that I fired, I've worked with like before, like again, in different capacity, or I see them, or I congratulate them and I support them. So I'm thankful for that. And it's just been such a beautiful experience for me as a leader, as a CEO, as a founder, to have that experience with Joshua. So shout out to Joshua. Something she had me do, and I do this periodically, is she was like, list out every single task that you do. Every single task. I mean, I listed everything from like the small things, the big things, to just everything. And she was like, write down or star something where you actually need to be present. Like, where I need to be present. And I quickly realized I don't have to do as much as I think. And then I realized the reason I was doing those things, because I felt like pride, ego, like, oh, I have to do this. I need to be this. I need to do this. I need to do this. And it was like, that's not how you're going to sustain a good business, right? If I felt like I needed to play every role, nothing's going to get done. Nothing's going to get done. I cannot be everywhere all the time. And in order for me to grow as a business owner, as a business in general, both parties, me and the business, to grow, I have to have help. I have to delegate. And really, that took me until 3 years in to really, really realize that. And this year, really last year, really, if I'm gonna be really honest, okay? 2023, yes, but 2024, I feel like I really understood it. And this year, I'm almost like being obedient to it. So it started with, okay, I need help. I'm not good at it. I don't know how to do this. Well, I'm just gonna fire everybody. Well, I don't need any help. Oh shoot, I really do need help. To the point where, okay, I actually, it's almost like the stages of grief. That's how it felt, kind of, where it was like, okay, I accept this, that I do need help, and this is the year I'm finally like being obedient to that help and really asking for help, and not having any type of, what's the word I'm looking for? Just being open to that help, and help that looks a lot of different ways, and understanding that my way isn't always the best way, and someone may do it differently, but that doesn't mean it's incorrect. And sometimes when they do that thing, like hiring an editor has been the hardest thing for me, but it has been such a relief, and that's also been like such a blessing. The people that have worked for me, that have reached out to me, have been some of my best hires. I'm so blessed and grateful for that. I'm so blessed for that. But hiring has been something that I've struggled with, but I'm so grateful to have had that, because I don't think I would have made it 4 years as an entrepreneur without becoming a better leader, but also having amazing people to give me grace and for me to give them grace. So yeah, you got to write those tasks down, write your name next to it, and y'all will realize quickly that you don't have to do everything. So that's my entrepreneurship journey in a nutshell. Oh, let me tell you guys what I currently do. My bad. So now I currently have narrowed down a lot of the things that I have done in the past, but it's funny because we're kind of coming back full circle with some of the things I started with. Now my services have been definitely narrowed down, okay? So now I offer contract consultations for influencers and creators. If you have a talent management agreement, if you have a brand deal, partnership, etc., I help you understand those terms, how to negotiate those terms, how to leverage those terms to your benefit to make sure that you're protected and that you actually understand what you're signing. You'd be surprised, y'all, how many times I have a creator that comes to me after they have signed, and I have to have that tough conversation with them where it's, you signed it. I can find some loopholes. I can come in with kindness and with guidance when I am helping you, if I am negotiating on your behalf. but at the end of the day, it's harder. It's harder once the contract is signed. So I'm all about being proactive when it comes to the influencer marketing industry, which is why I'm so excited for all the new things that I'm doing in 2025, because it's really focused on education. But I still do the one-on-one. So the one-on-one contract consultations, I offer a retainer service for some clients. I can't do too many, okay? We hiring, but not too much. Where I help you on the front end, so I represent you as your legal consultant. So I consult you and opposing counsel with the terminologies on the contract to make sure everybody understands. I review your contract, redline your contract, and explain those red lines to the brand, the agency, etc., so that everyone understands and you feel comfortable. And you don't have to do that work yourself, right? I even work with some agencies where they're like, hey, we can do some of the smaller contracts, but some of these bigger ones, Cameron, please, we want to work with the legal team where you guys can really step in and just have those conversations in a different way than agencies and creators can have, or they just don't have the capacity to have, like, delegate. I get it, right? And I don't mind. I love it. I enjoy it. So that's what I do with the contract consultations. I also offer a clarity call, which is just a one-on-one call. It's my catch-all call. It's my pick my brain call, where you can pretty much ask me anything in 30 minutes. I still keep that as my, like, entry-level service, because if you do book that, I also take that price off of any other service that you tend to opt into, which is nice. And then I do virtual coffee chats occasionally with law students. Not too much, okay? Not too much, but occasionally I do offer that, just because I still want to connect with students. I still want to be a resource. I still want to bridge the gap, because it's still a new industry, and I know there's so many eager law students now that want to get in the industry, and it just warms my heart, because when I first started this, child, I was supposed to bring this area of law into the first firm I worked at in Birmingham, and they were like, we just don't get it. Like, there's no money in the industry. Why would we do that? And so I did it on my own, essentially. But yeah, so that's pretty much what we do at the Legal Tea. We do have some contract templates. We do have other things in the works, but outside of that, Kameron Monet, my brand, of course, I do YouTube videos, I do brand deals, affiliate links, and I'm doing more speaking this year, which I'm so excited. I love speaking. Again, I'm big on education, and I think that happens. It's easier to do in a broader scale with speaking opportunities or online videos like this. So I'm doing more of that. But the third and big thing that I really want to focus heavy on 2025 is the Social Docket Dialogue, which is my educational platform that I'm currently building. It is going to be, it's what I'm most proud of right now, because I feel like it's like the newest thing. I haven't done something like completely new that has stretched me, that has challenged me in a really long time. And I'm just really excited. I could see it being this big thing. But our main focus at Social Docket Dialogue is REC. So it's resources, education, community, and conversation. So I'm really excited about that. I think I got the C's backwards, but that's what it's about. Resources, education, conversations, and community. So we're going to have different things. I almost said different resources, we're going to have different things in each of those categories, and you'll see, and it all makes sense very soon. We finally have a launch date. So March, we're launching the big thing. It kind of slipped up because I'm speaking in Scotland, and they kind of slipped it up on Instagram. So you probably already know what it is. But when it drops, be excited. Act like you're excited. So we'll have a wait list and all of that coming very soon. So make sure you follow me on other platforms. And okay, I'm done with the business promo. Let's get into more business tea. Okay, so should we start with the business mistakes or things I've done right and recommend? Let's do the mistakes. Oh goodness, there's so many. No certain order, y'all. It's just, this what happened, okay? Oh, this business mistake is still a mistake that just is, it's a gift that keeps on giving. Not prioritizing trademarks. And with that, also not vetting attorneys that I use for those trademarks. Whew, I could do a whole video on this. So I'm an attorney, yes, licensed. But that doesn't mean I have to do everything. Remember our list? I don't need to do the trademark. Don't need to do it. Could I do it? Yes. Could I save some money? Yes. Do I want to do it? No. I want to delegate it. So I've been trying to get a trademark for years. The first attorney I hired, horrible. So first, I hired a bad attorney. Second attorney, she just got too expensive. I'm gonna keep it a buck. She got too expensive. I said, Jesus, I'm gonna get somebody else. Third attorney, she did fine, but then there was a situation there, and I said, I don't trust nothing that's going on there. I gotta go. My attorney I'm working with now, I think she's phenomenal. She's doing so good. I'm so grateful. I feel better. Also, as you see, 4 different attorneys, 4 years of entrepreneurship. I'm a better leader. I'm a better hire. I'm just a better entrepreneur, a better business owner, all the good things, right? I'm a better person overall. Better woman. Yeah. Better. The better it gets, the better it gets. Okay, anyway. So now I'm been in this sticky situation. So not only has it been dragged on for years, it's expensive. So I'm paying all this money All this money, y'all, over and over. Fist fighting for my life for the trademark. That it really, if you ask me, it's mine. But, you know, that's not how it works, right? So looking back, I would tell Cameron, who started saying the trademark in law school, to get the trademark. But again, I had $7 and a dream in law school, okay? I don't know about y'all. Baby, I have student loans for real, okay? But I wish I would have prioritized that. So now for social docket dialogue, what did I do? File the trademark immediately. Now when I think of name, immediately. Trademark immediately. Trademark me immediately. Give me a trademark. I'm filing the application. Give me the trademark, give me the domain, give me the Instagram, give me the social media, give me the website, give me all the things, okay? Because I won't do that again. So that's a mistake. So if you have a brand name now, consult with an attorney. I'm not your attorney, okay? Though I am an attorney, I'm not your attorney in this situation in any of these videos, okay? For the record, okay? This is not attorney-client privilege. It's not. I am giving you guys education. This is for educational purposes only, okay? And that's all it should be taken as. So please talk to an attorney, but vet them. What I've realized though, there aren't that many great trademark attorneys. I don't care. I said it. Boom, bow, bling, bling, bop, 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 bow. They're not like us. Okay, let me stop. That's for another video. It's just not that many good ones. I'm sorry, they're not. Either they're expensive, they don't explain it well, they take advantage of you, they drag it out. They're just not that good. So I said it. Boom, they're just not that good. And the more this is kind of a tangent. Side note, vet attorneys. Period. All of them. I don't care if you need to vet me. Look me up. Do a call with me. I keep it a buck. That's one thing you can't say about me. I'm not perfect. I may not know the answer. I may not offer that service because something I don't want to do, I don't have to do. I'm an entrepreneur. Just keep it a buck. That's the privilege. The privilege of being an entrepreneur. I can choose who I want to work with, who I do not want to work with, what service I want to offer, and what I don't. Okay? It's a privilege. But I want y'all to vet your attorneys. Please, I am begging you, if you take nothing else from this video, well, please take something else. But vet attorneys. Do not let social media, the glitz and the glam of attorney life. I have some amazing colleagues that I always send clients. I always suggest. I always support. And they become friends. But there are some that I do not trust. I don't care if you see me liking they post. Sometimes I gotta unfollow them. But all I'm saying is be careful, okay? When you're hiring for any professional position, be careful. Because everybody doesn't have good intentions, okay? And everyone, because they say they're this, they worked here, they've done this, they have this number, just because they have that, don't mean they bought their business for real, okay? So just do the groundwork, and I wish I would have done that. That's one of my business mistakes, okay? 2, trying too many things, then stopping what was working before I could save up more money. Okay, so just like I mentioned, I did a whole lot of things. I did a lot, but then I stopped doing all of it, and I picked like 1 or 2, and it was like, why didn't you pick the few that were working? Why? Because I was lazy. I got too cocky, y'all. I was like, oh, I'm an entrepreneur. Like now even though I just said that I'm an entrepreneur, I can offer what I want. Different position now, okay? I'm doing a little bit better now. Doing a little bit better. Still not anywhere where I want to be, but I'm doing better, okay? So I have a little bit of wiggle room. But still, I still have to check myself and say, hey, sorry, you might not want to do this, but it's working. So guess what? You better pull out that laptop and do the work, okay? Sometimes you still have to have some services, especially because I'm launching something new. I need to have services that are sustaining me financially, my team financially, like the business financially, until this new thing makes money. Because right now it's in the negative because the thing that I'm launching hasn't launched yet until March. So I'm having to bite my tongue and continue to die to my ego, okay? I have to continue to die to my pride and my ego and trust in God and have faith that it's going to carry me through, even when it's services. Maybe it's not like my main focus. It's not my main goal. It's not the end goal. And I'm like, God, why am I having to revert to things that I thought we was done with? Okay? So you do have to have patience also. A lot of patience. And understanding when to pivot and the importance of the pivot. And giving yourself grace. I don't regret trying a lot of things, but I do regret stopping sooner than later. Kind of like with YouTube. Like, I kind of wish I would have wrote out like the Affordable Wig series when I was really like in that industry and like hair and beauty and stuff like that and that content, because it was growing my channel, and I stopped because I just didn't want to. I was like, don't want to do those videos. In my defense, I was in law school and I wasn't doing no wigs, baby. I was doing a bun barely. Okay, I was barely getting ready. But I do wish I would have done that, got to like my 100K metric here on as far as subscribers, and then pivoted. How most people do. Grow your platform and then you pivot once you get to a certain number. But honestly, if I'm gonna be real honest, I'm saying these mistakes, but I wouldn't change anything because one, I wouldn't be able to sit here and tell y'all the tea, right? The tea. But also, I always think like one small pivot and change in your life may change everything about you. Your whole life, your whole experience. I might not even be here in New York right now. So, wouldn't change anything, but Baby, these were some mistakes, okay? This third one. Ooh, y'all, I don't want to get into it. Okay. Racking up credit card debt. And I'm not talking about a little debt. Okay. Let's talk about... Okay, in my defense, before I tell you, it was a lot. Okay, in my defense, I never was really taught about money. Don't really know much about money besides living in survival mode. I still have to check myself now about survival mode. Okay, I didn't have no money for real growing up. Like, contrary to what people think, family included, because y'all be thinking y'all know, I had a good childhood. I had a really, really, really good childhood. Okay, I had a really good childhood. But that doesn't mean I didn't notice when we was in the hood. That doesn't mean I didn't notice surrounding circumstances. That didn't mean I didn't know this. We were barely in a car that with a hoopty that barely worked and the mirror was hanging down. But that also doesn't mean I wasn't loved and cared for and surrounded by family, surrounded by friends that loved and cared for me. That doesn't mean, right? Two things, duality does exist. That doesn't mean I didn't have food on the table. It might have been peanut butter and jelly and ramen noodles sometimes. That it might have been that, Happy Meals, that's it. One chicken nugget. But it doesn't mean like I had it, the worst of the worst, right? But my experience is still my experience, and I want someone else to hear that too. I think a lot of times, even for me, I have to check myself when I'm like, oh, well, I guess it wasn't that bad because other people have it worse. Doesn't matter, okay? And that doesn't mean I don't care about other people. That doesn't mean I don't donate. That doesn't mean I don't give. It doesn't mean I don't have empathy. It means that my feelings and my experience was still valuable and was still relevant to me. And it's okay that it could have been painful. It could have been hard. It could have been stressful, even if it wasn't like the worst of the worst, right? So had a good childhood, but money was like, the root of all evil. Money was like, people that had money did it because they were like schemers or scammers, or people that had money. This was just like taught, like unintentionally taught me as a child. And I didn't really flesh that out until I went to therapy. And like, the more that I am around people with money, I realized like that's a myth. Like everybody with money didn't get it from family, right? It wasn't like, it's not nepotism all the time. Sometimes it is, and there's nothing wrong with that, because isn't everyone's goal that ain't got no money is to make money so your kids don't have to worry? Isn't that everyone's goal? Like, why do we shame the kids that end up being the kids that we desire to have? Child, don't even get started. Anyway, so I had to change my mindset on money. Y'all, really quickly, because I feel like I didn't really wrap this up, but essentially I had to change my mindset around how I viewed people with money, because I wanted to become a person with money. And if I thought of that person negatively, why would I want to become a negative person? Which, again, it was all myths and falsities and all that thing. But does that make sense? I had to change my mindset so that that person was no longer negative, because I know I'm not negative. I know I'm genuine. I know I'm honest, etc. So hopefully that made sense. Anyway, back to the video, y'all. But I was scared to get a credit card, so I didn't get a credit card until law school. And it was fine. It was like not too much credit. It's my first little card. How quick it can rack up is wild. Interest, and then I did the thing that I always said I would never do. And I was so good at this, and then I slipped up. I knew a brand deal was coming. Mind you, contract wasn't signed or nothing. Okay, it was just a discussion. I was like, oh, I'm about to hit a lick. It was for like $60,000, y'all. Like, I'm gonna just keep it 100. Keep it a buck. I said, oh, it's up. It's lit. It's lit. And I was about to travel. I was like, oh, I'm about to hit them up. And blah, blah, blah. Mind you, I'm not even really a spender. Like, most of my money goes to food and travel. And I know, Courtney, if you're watching this by account, she's nodding her head like, baby, you need to slow down. Okay, so I didn't hit them all, but that was just... Anyway, you can tell I went to college in Atlanta. Because not me saying, talk about some rich kids, please. Going on a trip, and I was just like spending money like a crackhead. Like, I mean, I'm spending money like a drug dealer, baby. I'm like, it ain't nothing because this brand about to come in, about to, yeah. Never got that deal, never got signed, so I'm racking up all this money. That happened. I'm like, cool, whatever, I can bounce back. It ain't nothing. I ended up getting a second credit card because I was traveling, and I noticed, like, I was American Express, my first card. The second card was a Chase because I needed a Visa credit card when I was traveling because sometimes they didn't take American Express. Cool, no biggie. So not only did I rack up the one card, and they just kept increasing my limit. Stop doing that. I never asked. Stop. And I just kept spending it. So yeah, I racked up like $30,000 in credit card debt. So now I paid off every month, So, thank God. Thank God. But I'm like, I'm just a girl. Why y'all giving me all this money? So business mistake. Racking up credit card debt. Now, do I still use my credit cards? Yes, okay? For points, for rewards. Because I'm launching something, it's like I can give myself a little bit of leeway to not have to pay it immediately, but I still want to pay it off by the end of the pay period, not necessarily by the end of the month, because sometimes the pay period varies depending on your card, right? So now I've learned how to leverage and release myself from the fear of looking at my accounts, of using the cards, because then I was fearful to use them. And it's like, that doesn't work either, right? As a business owner, I'm going to have to leverage credit sometimes, right? I may have to do that. Maybe I don't have to, but there may be times where I need to do that, and I don't want to be fearful of that. I don't want to be scared of money, okay? I don't want to be scared of money. Money is a tool, okay? It's not an emotion. It's not a feeling. It's a tool, and I want to be able to use that tool to do all these other things with my business, to fulfill my why, to give back. Like, I have such a giving heart, and oh God, I talk about this all the time, but I just can't wait to give. And there's so many moments, and I'll probably say this in every video, where I'll be like at a restaurant and I'm eating solo and I'm having such a good experience, and the waitress or waiter says something, or I'm just called to like leave just a large crazy tip, and I can't wait until I'm in a financial position to do that. Or I'll talk to a law student and they're like, I just can't pay for the LSAT, or I'm just scared to go to law school because I can't fund it. Like, I can't fund law school, and I can't wait to tell another young black girl that I got her, that she doesn't have to worry about student loans because I got them, okay? But anyway, so credit card debt, yeah, mistake. Don't do it. Do not spend money that you don't have. Don't spend money that you don't have. And that's what I try to live by. If I don't have the money, I don't care if it's a negotiation deal. I don't have the money yet. And if it's net 30, net 40, net 100,000, which is crazy, net whatever, that's not your money yet. The money's not in your account. You don't have the money. You don't have it. Because these brands be late and they be playing on our face, okay? Now they late, reach out to me though. The next thing is being too nice and not prioritizing learning leadership skills to have tough conversations. I kind of mentioned this already, and this goes with kind of like not asking for help in the whole hiring kind of arena of being an entrepreneur. And it didn't dawn on me that I have leadership skills. Like, you know what? Let me not even say that. It's not that I didn't have leadership skills. It's that I didn't know how to exercise the muscle of being a leader. And what I mean by that is, like, I work out, right? Like, I work out, and like the more you lift and the more reps, it's like then the heavier you go, and then you're like, oh, I'm gonna go to like the next phase. So like, I use an app called Trainwell for my workouts, and like I'm on phase 10. So phase 10 is like heavier weights and different workouts, and you work out your body, right? It's a muscle, right? Being a leader to me is also, I try to view it as like a muscle. Like, what can I do to work out and actively exercise the muscle of being a leader? And I just didn't think I had to. I was like, oh yeah, I got leadership skills. I'm nice. Like, I'm cool. I'm nice. I'm friendly. I'm nice. I'm cool. I'm not a regular boss. I'm a cool boss. That's cool until you got to tell somebody they did something wrong. Okay? Because I don't want people that I hire to automatically see me as a friend, right? I think that can come later on. I can be friendly, but I'm not your friend, right? And that doesn't mean I'm not friends now with like Josh. A few people is different. Like, we've been around. It's different, right? And even friends, you should be able to correct them in a kind and a nice way. So sometimes, yeah, like being a boss to someone, they are your friend, but there still is a level of respect on my side and on their side. And I just didn't know how to deal with that, how to communicate that. It was either like I was so stern, it was like, what the heck, where does this come from? Or it was like, I'm just so lax, I'm like, whatever, I just won't say anything and it's fine. And then until it's a problem, and then the money is looking funny and no one's doing their job. No one's doing their job. And then I gotta be the big bad boss, big bad guy, when I should just be here the whole way, where it's like, I'm kind, I'm nice, I'm stern, I'm correcting, I'm upfront, I have an open door policy. I should just try to find a way to be level across the board, right? So, mistake though, I was just trying to be too nice, and then it was like, well, I just won't hire anybody because I don't want to be mean. And then it was like, that's not how it works. I can't become a millionaire like that. I just can't. I can't do it. I cannot do it alone. It won't work. Just won't. The next thing was strategically saying no and saying yes to leverage my network more effectively. So I went through so many phases, and I'm still an entrepreneur, so I'm still going through phases, but there was a moment where it was like, oh, I just have to say no to everything. I have to just lock in and stay at the house and say no to everything. That's not gonna work. Sorry, that's just not realistic. Then it was like, okay, I just have to have a yes here and say yes to everything. You're burnt out. You're burnt out. That's not gonna work. So trying to strategically leverage my yeses and my nos into network, and I'm gonna be honest, I'm still figuring that out now. Because going from Birmingham, Alabama, which I have an amazing community, I still love my friends, I miss them all the time. But it's such an amazing network there, but New York is a totally different ballgame. It's totally different. There's so many things to do. There's so many yeses and nos you have to make all the time. So I'm still trying to find the balance between my wellness and my mental health, because for me, that is priority and that is important. When I'm good, my business is good. So I have to be good. I'm also I'm naturally an introvert for real. Like, I'm really introverted on the low. But I have extrovert tendencies. So when I'm out, it's cool, but it's draining. So I'm trying to find the balance there, trying to make sure that I am leveraging my network and I'm not coming off like standoffish, and I'm trying to be there for friends and be there to cultivate relationships professionally. but also still, again, back to the wellness, back to the not burnt out and things like that. So I'm still trying to figure that out, honestly, but my goal is to always strategically say no while also strategically saying yes. Because when I say no to something, I'm saying yes to something else. But when I say yes to something, I'm saying no to something else. So that's what I'm working on. But that's pretty much all my business mistakes, okay? Those were 5 or 6 business mistakes. We're gonna end on a high note, okay? We're gonna talk about some things that I've done correct, some things that I recommend, and things like that. So let's get into it. All right, so the first business thing that I've done right, or I think I've done right, child, because every day is different, okay? But something I've done right is finding different ways to make money. So it's kind of a playoff of things that I've mentioned throughout this video, but I had to realize I would get so hyper fixated on like something. Like it could be like, oh, well, I'm like a title. Oh, that's a better example. So when I left my first law firm job, I struggled with how to identify myself. Like, what's my new title? What's my new elevator pitch? And me coming up with my new elevator pitch really helped me transition out of that, because I'm so used to, I'm an associate attorney at X. I'm an associate attorney at X. That's my identity. And I had to release that, right? And the same thing started to happen in entrepreneurship. Like, oh, I'm an attorney and I'm an entrepreneur and I focus on helping lawyers with their personal branding, which is fine. You need to have a speech. Like, I have my speech, of course. Like I say it in the video, I say it all the time. But I was getting like too focused on it. Like, all I can do is help lawyers rebrand. I can't do this is an alignment. This is an alignment. And then it was like, okay. Then I was too broad, where it was like, I do 1,075 things. And people were like, so what do you do? What do I come for you for? Right? There has to be a balance. And I feel like the strategy is, it's smart to find different ways to make money, but have them all relate at first. You want to be known for something. I love when people come to me and say, you were the first person I thought of when I thought about like influencer contracts. You were the first person. I immediately came to you, or I was recommended because they said you were the go-to person. You were the number one person. I love that. That fuels me. That reminds me that I'm on the right track, that I'm laying the groundwork correctly when I am producing content, when I am speaking, when I'm interacting with people, when it comes to my digital footprint, when it comes to my digital business card, things like that, which I'm still working on and tweaking, because I like to post what I like to post on my personal profile. I'm not gonna lie, I like to post whatever. It was like, post educational content, Y'all will see why I haven't done that with this new thing that I'm launching. I'm gonna do a little bit more like entrepreneur focused things, kind of like I'm doing on my YouTube channel, so stay tuned, of course. Stay tuned. I know y'all be sick of that, but stay tuned. But I think that's a positive. I think not being afraid to find different ways to make money, but kind of like going back to the business mistake, is making sure it's not too much and knowing what's actually working and what's in alignment with your life and career goals. So I think that's a good thing. Find ways to make money, because if one thing drops, because I was so hyper fixated on just being a XYZ and that stopped, it's the same thing as losing a job. Then like I have no money. Like, I don't know about y'all, but baby, these bills come. But I'm thankful that I quickly completed one of my accomplishments when I was a new entrepreneur, real quick. Because the first thing was to pay my bills, kind of like I mentioned earlier. But the second thing was to automate bills. So, you know, they're automatic, but it still come out. Still see it. The next thing that I feel like I do right is I write down all the tasks that I do to see what I actually need to do and what can be delegated. Again, I mentioned this before, but this to me, I think, is something that you should do kind of often when you realize there's an imbalance between like your rest, your wellness, or your business isn't making that much money, but you're doing all the work. Unless you're like launching something, that's different seasons. But when I notice that I'm like overworked and underpaid as an entrepreneur, I'm like, okay, I gotta delegate something. Before I hire, I always look at this list. It's an ongoing list. Sometimes I add tasks, sometimes I take them away. I like to add my name to things and other people that I hire name to things. Like, or if I already have a group, a team that I know, like, and trust, I'm like, what other skills do they have? Can I just pay them more to do some of these outstanding tasks that I don't need to be doing? So I think that is just such a smart thing to do. If you are a business owner, if you're an entrepreneur, even if it's a side hustle and you're like, I need to figure out how to hire and delegate, make that list, continue to do that list, constantly look at that list, constantly just really strategically use that list in your favor to relieve some of the stress. I promise you don't need to do whatever it is you're thinking right now where it's like, I can't give that away, but that would be great to give away. You don't need to do it probably. Now, if you do need to do it, that's different, okay? That's different, but there's so many tasks that I was like, I don't need to do it. I just don't. And it's so relieving. Like, I don't have to, oh my God, y'all. The way I'd be like, can y'all do this? Get somebody else, please. Everybody do it. The way, now I'm trying to hire, like, who can come here and clean this apartment? Baby, somebody clean. Please. Do my laundry. Okay, this is a big one. Hiring an accountant early and an operations manager. So my accountant. I've been mentioning Joshua, my manager, my operations manager. Let me get to her in a second. My accountant. Me and Courtney, If we locked in, ain't no switching up. That's my girl, okay? She has been with me, what, 4 years, I think? From the very beginning? Pretty much. About 4 years. Girl. The IRS will be coming to get me, I think. I fear they might be coming to get me if it wasn't for her. No, seriously, she's amazing. I use her for everything that she offers, but she offers different things. I will leave a link down to her if you're interested down below. If it's not there yet, it will be, because I think she has like, I think I have an affiliate code or something. We're working on that, because I just think her value is priceless. It do cost, but it's priceless, okay? It's so worth it. She does all of my bookkeeping. She sends me quarterly updates. She helps me with my taxes, with my questions, with changing my LLC from Alabama to New York. She's just a wealth of knowledge and an extra layer of comfort in my finances. And I'm not perfect, but I love that I have someone to hold me accountable, where she's like, travel, love, slow down, stay at the house, pay that rent, love. And just seeing the percentages really just, it checks me. It's a reminder, and it's so nice because I'm the CEO and the founder. It's like I don't have a boss telling me like, stop spending that money, or like you need to do this, or your next milestone is this. It's nice to have someone that has been there for so long and that is just knowledgeable about finances and budgeting and things like that. So Courtney's amazing. I mean, just hire an accountant sooner than later. I promise you. You don't want to pay, baby, girl, $10,000+ in tax, $20,000 in tax, 5 figures of tax. We don't do that over here. Write-offs. We need to do a whole video. I'm gonna say, of course, we need to do a whole video. Cause baby, I'm not about to pay. What is a write-off legally, please? Cause I don't want no problems. But seriously, an accountant is great. Then for the operations business manager, when it comes to systems and operations, deal breaker. Okay. When I'm hiring, I love that I can say, hey, here's our SOP library. And if you have a question about how we do email, how we do this, you can go in there, and Joshua has created a step-by-step, sometimes video, of how they can do it. Recently, my social media manager for Social Doc and Dialogue, we're trying to figure out a good system that works for her and for me, okay? I'm not trying to be selfish. Like, I don't just want to be, this is what we do thing. Sometimes it's like that. It's like, this is how we do things, okay? But I was like, okay, we're going to utilize ClickUp, which is my task management system. And she's like, I'm not familiar. Excellent. Joshua, can you create her an SOP so that she could know to walk through? Man, when I tell you I went in there to look, girl, she has screenshots, a step-by-step guide. It's great. It really helps. And I'm in a place where I'm really trying to set myself up for the next goal, right? If I want to be a $1 million company eventually, how do I start preparing myself now? An accountant, systems, hiring, leadership skills, things like that. Just knowledge, just really trying to set myself up for where I see my business. So that's why I'm so glad, and I think it's so valuable to get an accountant sooner than later, because you're going to put yourself in the mindset of, I'm already running a successful company, okay, period. Even if you're just starting, I'm already doing it. Let's do it. Let's lock in. Oh, y'all, it's getting to work. The next thing, we have 2 more. The next is prioritize keeping expenses low early on. This is more of a recommendation, okay? Things I've done, right? Things I recommend. I recommend keeping your expenses super, super low in the beginning. I mean, do you really need that? You don't. Insert whatever that is, right? There was a moment where I felt like I was paying for all these subscriptions, all these things, and it was like you're not even using them. It just sounds good. Information overload. Stop, okay? You don't need to listen to another video, unless it's one of mine. Not just mine. You don't need to listen to another video. You don't need to enroll another course. You don't need to pay for another, but you need to execute and see what you're actually using, what is actually valuable, what is actually helpful to you. So then you can keep your expenses low as you make more money, and then start to use that money to fuel more education, to fuel more courses, to fuel more opportunities, to fuel more trips, and invest in, like, I don't know, marketing materials and equipment and things like that. But make the money first, okay? Now, there are going to be some investments, right? Maybe you have to make, get a little bit of credit card debt. Not too much, okay? Maybe some things where, okay, I have to, like, put the initial $1,000, put the initial $500, whatever. But less is more. You don't need the newest laptop to edit. You don't need the newest iPhone to take pictures, love. Now, you get the iPhone 1, maybe, 3GS, okay? You got a flip phone. I'm just saying, y'all, like, use what you have, make the money, and then use that money to invest in the business. That's always the goal. So keep your expenses low early on is the key. And the last but not least is schedule intentional breaks, downtime, travel, spa, etc. Y'all know one thing about me, I'm going to prioritize my wellness, okay? And wellness for me is overall wellness, okay? All of it. If I need to go for a walk in the middle of the day, I'm going for that walk, love. It's not just for the physical, it's for the mental. I'm going to the gym. It's not for the physical, it's for the mental. Because some of my best ideas happen in the gym. Some of my best ideas happen when I'm in silence, okay? And it doesn't have to be expensive. A walk is free. Now, it's cold outside here in New York, but there's so many ways that you can pour into yourself. But for me, I had to schedule it where it's like once a quarter I'm going on a solo trip. That's what I'm doing this year. Because when I come back from a trip, I have so many ideas. I'm so relaxed. I can be a better leader, be a better consultant. I can be a better creator. I'm just a better person because for me, that's what I realized. I schedule monthly massages because my body holds so much stress. Again, this is me. Now I can spend a little bit of money, right? But like, still, there's times I have to cut back, okay? Don't need Netflix this week, this month, this year, okay? Don't need it. But I've been through all those phases. Like I've been through where it's like, oh, okay, I'm gonna be at the house TV list. You know, I'm gonna have to eat some ramen. And then there's times where it's like, oh, Masaki experienced me, you know? I'm gonna have to go on a yacht. Balance, but it's also like understanding, like if I prioritize those solo trips, where do I cut back and to budget for that, right? Look at the numbers. What does this look like? How can I leverage my influence? How can I leverage my job to make this a write-off, to make this something valuable to my audience, to my clients, etc. So being strategic, but scheduling downtime is not wasted time. Something my trial team coach told us was rest is a weapon. And for me, sometimes it looks like travel, rest, wellness. Sometimes it looks like just sitting on the couch, canceling my calls for the day and watching Netflix. It just depends. You have to find those moments, but I try to schedule them before I hit burnout. So you don't have to wait until you're like at the cusp of about to literally pass out, right? Like you don't want to do that. You want to maintain your wellness throughout the year. So then you can have an overall good year. There's still baby low moments, okay? We're human. But overall, scheduling downtime has been the secret weapon for me. It has been so good. Like my mornings are non-negotiable. They're my mornings. They're mine. The call can wait. The email can wait. The text can wait. Do not disturb is my best friend. My friends be like, Cameron, it's always on do not disturb. Not too much. Okay? Not too much. But just have your sacred moments for you. It is not selfish. And if someone says that's selfish, you need to reevaluate that relationship. I'm just saying. Why you in my business? Not too much. Anyone that has ever been in a position that you desire will understand your mindset. Okay? They will understand when you need downtime. Anybody that cares for you, that loves you, they will understand. So don't feel like it's selfish. Now, I ain't got no kids or nothing, okay? It's different. I ain't got no kids. I ain't got no man. You know what I'm saying? A little bit more freedom. But also, for those that are single, like, don't feel guilty when you feel burnt out, okay? Like, I don't want it to be oh, well, you don't have any kids and you don't have a man, so, like, what are you worried about? Like, well, I'm doing everything by myself, okay? I'm doing everything by myself. I don't have someone that's going to cook me dinner if I'm hungry. You know what I'm saying? I order out, thankfully, but there also is stress on both sides. So don't let somebody tell you that you as a single person, and this is just kind of like a side tangent, but you as a single person that is running a business, don't let them tell you that your stress isn't good enough or isn't real because you don't have a kid or you don't have a man or you don't have a husband, whatever, you don't have a wife, you don't have an ex, whatever the thing is, right? There's a stigma. And I hate that. I hate that. Like, you are allowed to schedule downtime. You are allowed to be drained. You are allowed to feel how you feel, period. Okay? So, that's on that. Yeah. Anyway, y'all, now that it's completely dark outside and I have talked y'all ear off. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you guys are enjoying the series. Don't forget to comment down below. Let me know how you guys are enjoying this. Let me know if you guys have any questions or topics. I'm like, just trying to figure out how I want this to look. I don't know. I don't have a serious name or anything. I'm just coming out here to spill the tea on what's going on. Like, revealing the cloak behind this business owner life. Because I'm still learning. I don't know what I'm doing. There you go. That's a business thing. There's tea. Okay. I have no idea what I'm doing. But what I do know is that I'm going to keep trying and keep doing it. One foot in front of the other. And leaning on my network and growing my network and just being where my feet are in this journey. Which could be hard because I'm like, I see the future. How am I going to get there? I'm not worried about the how. Having faith, putting in the work, and I'm going to get there. I love you guys so much. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Share this video with your family and friends. Make sure you guys are thumbsing up the video, okay? Subscribe is free, okay? Now, I don't ask y'all a lot for a lot, okay? A lot, but subscribing is free. Free. I was going to say free 99, but that's still 99 cents. Why do people say free 99? That's 99 cents. That's $1. What are we talking? Anyway, It's free. It's completely free. It's a red subscribe button. If you're watching this on TV, YouTube now has a thing. Okay, they have a thing where if you pull it up on your app, it can connect and you can watch the comments while you watch it on TV. I did that the other day, baby, because I be watching YouTube on TV too. But make sure you guys subscribe. I really would appreciate that, y'all. And comment. I love reading the comments. I don't respond that well, but I need to do better. It's because y'all give such good comments and I don't want to just be like, thank you. Y'all just gave a paragraph. I don't even know what to say, but thank you. I love y'all. I love you guys. I love you guys. But anyway, okay, I can talk to y'all all day. If you don't know, I always end my videos with an affirmation. So if you did make it this far in the video, comment below. I usually try to think of something before I like start to say the spiel. I'm gonna have to look up a quote or something from church, child. Let me see what I got it. So my friends, people that know me know I keep like quotes on my notes like all the time. Whenever like somebody says something, I will put it in here. But oh, this is a good one. Oh my god, this is so good. This isn't really an affirmation, but it's a good quote. I guess I can make it an affirmation. Okay, so the quote is, you should never be your first no, but we're gonna affirmationalize it, right? So if you did make this far in the video, comment below, I will never be my first no. Oh wait, that kind of hit when you switch it up. I will never be my first no. Oh my god, that's so good. Let me run that back one time. If you made it this far in the video, comment below this affirmation. I will never be my first no. Stop holding yourself back. Stop. You can do it. Do not give yourself an unnecessary no. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you in my next video. Later! Mic check, 1 2 1 2. Mic check, 1 2 1 2. How's the lighting? Do you like the lighting? Is it good? Hey y'all, welcome back to another video. Checking. I need to get a mic so I can be like, hey y'all, welcome back to another video. But for now, this is what we're working with. If it's worth it, then let me work.